Imagine, just for a second, that you are standing in your own dining room. You spent your entire life building this just flawless public image.
Right, like the perfect citizen.
Exactly. You are respected, your peers revere you, and you have meticulously hidden, like, all your darkest secrets.
The ill-gotten gains, the hypocrisy.
Yeah, the quiet cruelties, all of it.
Yeah.
Hidden behind this impenetrable mask of virtue. So you're at the absolute top of your game, hosting this beautiful feast for your inner circle, and then in just mere seconds, your entire world shatters.
Oh, it's the ultimate nightmare scenario.
It really is. And, the craziest part isn't the destruction itself. It's the catalyst. Because it isn't some jealous rival taking you down or, I don't know, a brilliant detective connecting the dots.
Right, it's always something smaller.
It's a simple, completely innocent mistake made by your own child, playing out right in front of everyone you know.
The sheer suffocating panic of that specific moment. I mean, realizing the whole architecture of your deception is just collapsing from the inside out.
That exact panic is the high-stakes scenario we are unpacking today. So welcome to this deep dive, specially tailored for you, especially if you're joining us through the Simplified Summary channel on YouTube.
We're so glad you're here.
We really are. And hey, please humbly hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and share your valuable thoughts in the comments. It really supports these thorough explorations.
And it makes a huge difference, yeah.
So for today's mission, we are analyzing the climactic ending of Munshi Premchand's brilliant story, Ek Anch Ki Kasar. Based on the source text, we're putting the exact moment a master manipulator's facade crumbles under the microscope.
It's just such a powerful piece of writing. To really appreciate the gravity of that unraveling, we have to immerse ourselves in the immediate context.
Set the scene for us.
Right. So Premchand places us at a gathering at Jalsa, hosted by this man named Yashodanand. The atmosphere is, traditional and incredibly jovial.
Everyone's having a good time.
Exactly. It's a feast where food is being served to the guests on these traditional leafy plates called paddles.
Let's actually linger on that setting for a moment, because the environment is doing like a lot of heavy lifting here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because a Jalsa isn't just some casual get-together. It's a real communal sharing of space and food. And serving food on paddles, I mean, that carries this deep cultural weight of humility and groundedness, right?
Yeah, that shows he's connected to his roots.
Right. And Yashodanand is playing the perfect gracious host. He's actively urging people to sit down, to eat, playing the role of the humble community pillar.
The contrast there is everything, because while Yashodanand is bustling around playing the servant leader, the actual center of attention in the room has shifted.
What's happening?
Someone in the crowd is reading this mysterious, captivating document out loud. And this document is so powerful, so gripping, that the guests in the text describe it as having a jadoo.
Like a magic.
Exactly, a kind of magic. One guest even remarks that it's the kind of magic that bypasses the ears and speaks straight to the head.
Oh, wow. The psychological weight of that magic is just fascinating. I mean, the text doesn't explicitly spell out every single word of the paper, but we know it contains something Yashodanand wrote in absolute secret.
Right, it's his private thoughts.
Yeah, and when people describe writing as magic in this context, it usually means they're hearing something deeply resonant, like unfiltered. It probably details his true business dealings or his brutally honest opinions of the people sitting right there in that room.
Which is exactly why the crowd is so mesmerized by it. They are hearing the inner workings of a really cunning mind.
It's like a dinner party where a guest stumbles upon your highly confidential diary, right?
Oh, that's a perfect analogy.
They think it's just a book of poetry or a story, and they start reading it aloud to the whole room while you're busy passing out the appetizers.
Completely unaware. A manipulator like Yashodanand, he operates by telling people what they want to hear. But in his private drawer, he writes the reality.
The actual truth.
Yes. And the audience is captivated by this brilliant scheming, completely clueless that the author is the very man cheerfully serving them.
Maintaining a double life like that is, it's like keeping two distinct sets of accounting books in your head.
The cognitive load must be massive.
You have the public ledger, which is all charity and smiles, and the private ledger, pure calculation. What we see in this living room is the exact moment those two ledgers accidentally get merged.
And the dramatic irony is just delicious because he is completely oblivious to the bomb that went off. He's entirely focused on the physical performance of hosting.
He's missing the auditory reality of his own ruin, Which I guess brings us to the real pivot point of the narrative.
Right, so a guest in the crowd, utterly fascinated by the document, casually calls out to Yashodanand's son, Parmanand.
Oh.
Yeah. And he asks a very simple question. Son, where did you find this paper?
This is where I kind of want to challenge the surface reading of the text a bit, you know?
Yeah.
We constantly label Parmanand's action as this innocent mistake.
Or just a kid being a kid.
But kids are incredibly perceptive. They absorb the unspoken tensions in a house. Is it possible that Parmanand, subconsciously recognized the hypocrisy?
Mm-hmm.
Could handing over that paper be this subtle act of rebellion?
It's a really compelling psychological theory. But if we look closely at Premchand's text, the tragedy really relies entirely on the absence of malice.
So you think it really was just an accident?
Yeah, Parmanand's response is heartbreakingly literal. He replies that his father wrote the paper, kept it inside the desk drawer, and specifically instructed him to bring it and read it.
Wow.
He even expresses genuine confusion, noting that he simply doesn't understand why his father is suddenly furious with him.
So you're basically arguing that it's the sheer lack of adult context that dooms the father here.
Precisely that. I mean, the child lacks the framework of adult duplicity. To Yashodanand, the desk is a geographical map of his morality.
Oh, I like that. A geographical map.
Right. The papers sitting on top of the desk are his public face safe, curated. The papers locked inside the drawer are his private reality.
But to a child.
To a child, a desk is just a piece of furniture. A paper is just a paper. Parmanand took the instruction to get the paper literally without understanding those invisible boundaries of deception.
It makes sense.
Huh.
A master manipulator anticipates other manipulators, right?
Yeah.
They build defenses against people who think like them.
Exactly.
But you literally can't build a defense against pure literal innocence. It's like building an intricate multi-million-dollar security system for a bank vault.
Retinal scanners, laser grids.
Yeah, all of it. To keep out the world's greatest thieves. And then the system crashes from the inside because an employee just files a secure document in the public folder by mistake.
That is the perfect mechanism to describe it. The threat didn't come from a sophisticated attack. It came from a logistical error.
In a system that was just too complex for its own good. But, even when the secret is out in the open, Yashodanand theoretically has a split second to save himself, right?
He does. And his reaction is what truly seals his fate.
This part fascinates me. He hears the document being read. He sees his son holding it. And instead of playing it cool, he completely loses his temper.
He snaps. Completely.
It's like an amygdala hijack. His logical brain shuts down, and he goes into pure punitive rage, like a movie villain who gets caught because they accidentally blurt out the final clue in a panic.
We see that rage so clearly in the dialogue. He calls his own son a pig, which is a highly offensive insult that totally shatters the gracious host persona.
Not very humble community pillar of him.
No, not at all. And then he yells, I kept that paper on top of the desk. Why did you take the paper from inside the drawer?
He just hands the crowd the smoking gun.
Yeah.
Why does he do that? If he had just laughed it off, he might have survived.
He could have said it was fiction.
Right. Wow, Parmanand, where did you find this bizarre story? Is someone writing a novel?
Yeah.
Or blamed a rival? But his anger completely overrides his cunning.
To understand why, we have to look at the psychology of narcissistic control. Men like Yashodanand spend their lives carefully ordering their universe.
Everyone's a chess piece to them.
Exactly. When a variable that they consider totally under their control, like a child, disrupts that perfect order, the reaction isn't self-preservation. The immediate instinct is to punish the insubordination.
His fury to correct his son's logistical error completely blinds him to the bigger picture. He is so obsessed with the instruction not being followed that he authenticates the document.
By making a loud public distinction between the top of the desk and the inside of the drawer, he confirms to every single guest that the damning paper is unequivocally his.
He essentially signs a public confession.
He does. And the immediate aftermath provides this profound look at how society processes the fall of a hypocrite.
Because the text doesn't stay with Yashodanand, does it?
No, it shifts the camera to the guests leaving the Jalsa. Premchand meticulously unpacks the reactions of 4 different men walking away, functioning almost like a Greek chorus.
Delivering a final verdict, I actually want to spend some real time on these 4 reactions, because they aren't just throwaway lines, are they?
Not at all. They represent the different layers of societal judgment.
Okay, so let's start with the first friend.
Right. The first friend focuses heavily on the sheer social disgrace. He remarks that God has blackened Yashodanand's face so thoroughly that he will never be able to show it in public again.
Blackened face. That's a heavy phrase.
It is a devastating cultural metaphor. It goes way beyond mere embarrassment. In many South Asian literary contexts, having one's face blackened implies a total, irredeemable loss of honor.
Basically social death.
Exactly. And because this unmasking happened at a Jalsa, a communal space built on mutual respect and sharing bread, the violation is magnified. He polluted the communal harmony.
That makes total sense. Now, building on that social death, the second friend brings up this fascinating philosophical contradiction. I want you, the listener, to really ponder this one.
It's a great question.
The second friend is baffled by how people who are rich and educated can fall so low. And he asks, if you want to take ill-gotten gains, why not take them openly? Why steal secretly and also try to earn prestige?
That is perhaps the most piercing critique in the entire story. It highlights the audacious greed of the hypocrite.
It forces us to ask, does society despise the corruption itself, or the arrogant attempt to cover it up? It almost implies that an open, honest thief is more palatable than a fake saint.
Because society can categorize a criminal, we know what to do with a villain.
Right, but someone who profits from the shadows while demanding the reverence of the light, that feels like a much deeper betrayal. They're manipulating the currency of social trust.
And Premchand actually embeds a brilliant piece of irony right into the character's name to underscore this exact point.
Oh, the name Yashodanand.
Yes. Yash translates to fame, prestige, glory, or reputation.
Yashodanand. The joy of prestige.
Literally named for the societal currency he desperately hoarded and then set fire to. He wasn't satisfied with just the secret wealth. He demanded the yash on top of the desk, too.
Wow. Okay, what about the third friend?
The third friend doesn't bother with philosophy. He is blunt. He simply labels Yashodanand a makkar, a hypocrite, a deceiver.
And he states it like an unavoidable law of physics, right? That a hypocrite's face is always blackened eventually.
Yes, it speaks to this deep-seated belief that the universe bends toward the truth. Time and circumstance will always pry the mask loose.
Which leads us perfectly to the fourth friend. His commentary provides the title of the story itself and beautifully ties all these themes together.
It really does. The fourth friend remarks, I feel pity for Yashodanand. The poor guy used so much cunning, yet his facade was still exposed. It just fell short by one flame.
Ek Anch Ki Kasar. It fell short by one flame. I mean, what a phrase.
It is a phenomenal culinary metaphor. In cooking, Ek Anch Ki Kasar means something was left slightly undercooked, falling just 1 degree short of perfection.
Like taking a dish off the stove too early.
Exactly. You can spend hours sourcing the finest ingredients, measuring everything perfectly, tending to the pot, but if you take it off the fire 1 minute too soon, the entire dish is ruined. It's fundamentally incomplete.
So Yashodanand's deception was this nearly perfect recipe. He accounted for his public persona. He isolated his private truths in a locked drawer. He controlled every ingredient he could measure.
But what was his missing flame?
Right. What did he miss?
His missing flame was the inability to account for the human element. The illusion of absolute control is the great myth of the master manipulator.
You can't script human nature.
No matter how much intellect you apply to a lie, human nature introduces variables you cannot control. He assumed his son would instinctively understand the corrupt rules of his world.
He failed to realize a child only processes literal words. He tried to cook a perfect lie, but forgot his kitchen wasn't sterile. It was full of unpredictable, innocent life.
And that innocence was the heat his recipe lacked. The unraveling is just a rapid-fire destruction of a lifetime of work. In a few lines of dialogue, a titan is reduced to a pariah.
He built the trap, loaded the spring, and then tripped the wire himself. It's a spectacular collision between meticulous design and pure accident.
It really makes you evaluate the fragility of our own modern facades, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We might not keep physical papers inside a wooden desk anymore, but the architecture of deception hasn't changed. It is just digitized.
The modern desk drawer is the cloud server, the hidden folder, the encrypted messaging app. We curate our public yash on social media, the top of the desk.
While locking away our unfiltered realities behind Face ID, it leaves you wondering about the modern equivalent of Parmanand's innocent mistake.
A child playing with an unlocked iPad.
An accidental screen share during a Zoom meeting. Are we all just one innocent click away from our own missing flame?
It is a sobering thought. The medium changes, but the vulnerability of the hypocrite remains exactly the same. The tighter you grip the illusion of control, the more devastating the slip becomes.
And when that slip happens, here's a final thought to ponder. What hurts more? The loss of the secret wealth you were hiding, or the total destruction of the public prestige you spent your whole life faking.
A single spark of truth burns it all away.
It really does. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the psychology of deception for the Simplified Summary channel.
It's been a great conversation.
We deeply appreciate the time you spend with us exploring these complex narratives. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your perspective on Yashodanand's blunder in the comment section below. Until next time, just remember, you can build the most perfect facade in the world, but it only takes one innocent question to leave it undercooked. Take care.